Hello guys, my name is Zubenathi Mkondo and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the channel where you get conversations, real talk, motivation and song covers. A special welcome to those that are my returning subscribers to this channel. Welcome. And welcome to those that are joining me for the first time on this channel. You know what? It's so easy to become part of this family. Just click that red button over there that says subscribe. It's that easy and you become part of the family. So today's video is all about, as you see from the title of this video, would I go back to Varsity? That is a question, but I'm doing it with a twist as a mukbang. So it's my first mukbang and I have a panini and I filled it with a whole lot of like fatty foods, guys. Like I literally put in a burger, Russians, egg, yeah, tomato sauce. Yeah, guys, I'm definitely not even gonna finish it. But anyway, guys, let's get straight right into the contents of this video. So the question is, would I go back to Varsity? First of all, I need to like cut this in half because it's really not going to work out. Like I'm that person that's bad even at eating burgers because I make a mess out of everything. So I just cut it in half so that I'm gonna be able to like eat it. So guys, basically I studied at Nelson Mandela University, right? And I studied BCom law. So I'm gonna give you guys a background story before I tell you guys whether I'd go back to university or not. So from high school, honestly I wasn't that sure what I wanted to do in varsity or what I wanted to study. I'd always like, music had always been my passion, but I was really clear from the get-go that I wouldn't study it like further. I did music as a subject in high school and yeah, I was very sure that I wouldn't study it further in varsity, maybe as an extra thing, but I wouldn't like study it as my core in varsity because for me, I just felt like it wasn't like the theory side of it wasn't really me. Yeah, well, I was more on the practical side. So there was a time where I even wanted to be an accountant. I was like, chartered accountant, like I was there, guys, literally. But I was good at, like, I was relatively okay in accounting. My maths was a bit shaky, but like it wasn't all bad. But anyway, I was just like, my dream is become an accountant. Wasn't really my dream, but was mostly looking at, you know, there's those core, inverted commas, core careers that people always like to go for, like being a doctor. I'm not diminishing or making those careers inferior or anything like that. Yeah, just a disclaimer. Like being a doctor, being an accountant, being a, what else? Yeah, man, there's those big careers that people always like to go for that are like popular and whatnot. And then there's those careers that people like to overlook because they feel like they're not serious, or however they define serious, for that matter. So I ended up actually deciding on BCom law. Why did I decide on BCom law? It was because growing up, my family used to call me like a lawyer because I liked to speak a lot and I liked to, wow, I'm not eating. I liked to ask a lot of questions. Like I'd literally like ask, why is this? Why did that happen? And if anyone was like trying to bully my cousin, I'd literally speak on like his behalf and like timtetelele, guys. This is nice. Yeah, I'm not good at talking and speaking. This is gonna be really interesting. But anyway, guys, so I was like, okay, let me take up this law thing because I do like to analyze things, ask a lot of questions and whatnot, but I didn't want to be stuck in just law or like be limited. Yeah, lack of a better word, to be limited. I also liked commerce a lot because I did business studies and accounting in high school, and I actually really loved them. So I was like, what would be something that would incorporate law and commerce? So I came up with BCom law. Basically, went into first year. I was so excited, guys. Like, I was so excited. If I can find the picture that I posted on my first day in Varsity, I'll literally like show you guys here, because wow, please don't laugh at me. I was so excited. First year, become law student, gonna come out in record time. Like, what do you mean? Wow, guys, it was so tricky. So first of all, yeah, first year started, first semester went really bad because yeah, I failed, guys, and I had never failed ever in my life. Like, that's the real truth. In high school, in primary, I never failed. So this hit me hard. Started failing and I didn't understand. Why was I failing? Like, the fool, guys, I was studying. The weird thing was that I'd go into the test, I'd write it, and I'm like, okay, I won't come out of this test without writing everything and whatnot. I wrote them and I'd come back and I'm like, no, definitely, maybe I got a 70%. I passed it. When the results came out, they tell me 30%. Mdase. Yo. %, and I'd be like, Njani, how? I was so confident that I had passed. Walking out of that exam room or test venue, 30%, I'd even get 20%. Like, Lord, like, gave me flames as hell. Well, Lord, guys, I'm even embarrassed to say the marks that I used to get. Like, guys, my law buddies, my friends which I used to study with, guys, it was really tricky. Like, yeah, some of them, like, I left me there. I was still like, I'm not giving up. And I was like I used to think, man, I know, because my mom, even like in second year, my mom did say to me, are you sure this is like the course for you? Don't you want to change? Like, it's okay if you want to change, it would be okay. We just don't want you to like waste your time on something that you don't like or you don't love and that you won't finish, you know. So I was like, no, mom, it's okay. Like, I'm okay where I am. And honestly, guys, I wasn't even lying. It was because I was condemning myself, because I was just like, no, maybe I'm not putting in the work that I need to, but if I would put in the work, then I'd pass and I'd get this. Second year came, it was worse, guys. And honestly, I won't even lie and say that I did put in the best work or like put in my best effort. I did not, shame. Like, honestly, guys, like, I did not. And I'm not saying this as if I'm proud of myself for doing that. It was totally wrong. And like, I was spiraling down, man. Like, yo, guys, life was just lifing at the same time. My academics were just non-existent at some point, because like, wow, it was like, it was going down. And guys, I had become so used to failing, guys. It was like normal. And I wasn't like, I got to a point where I was numb and I wasn't bothered by failing anymore. I used to avoid my parents every time they'd ask about my results. I changed the topic. I'd ask my friends to like call me so that they can distract me, like text and saying, "Hey, Bra, please call me," because my parents want me to show them my results. And then I'd get distracted. Obviously, I'd leave and then be on that call for like an hour, and then they'd forget, thinking they'd forget, but like obviously they knew, but there's something here, so they like let me go. But anyway, guys, that happened. Varsity happened, and yeah, man, guys, I ended up starting to get depressed and like anxious all the time and whatnot, because I was really like unhappy. I was really unhappy because I was just like, I'm not even sure whether like this is for me, and I was just not even getting motivation to study. But the thing is, like for me at that time, I was just like dropping out or changing my subject felt like I was failing my parents or I was failing myself. And for me, honestly, I couldn't get myself to change. And literally, guys, like I would really, like, there's nothing wrong with changing your course if you feel like okay, like this one is not for you. But for me, I was like, yo, if I change the course, that means I'm a failure and whatnot. Obviously at that time, guys, like I don't know better, so I was like, that would mean I'm a failure, and I can't change. And if I change, what would I change to? And I was thinking, yo, taking a gap year or like going back home, that's like not an option for me, because I felt like I'd get depressed even more, which I should have done, guys. You know, like try overthinking and thinking what people will say if you drop out. What would people say if you change your course? Yo, guys. But anyway, guys, that happened, and then like wow, I was there for like 4 years, guys. Varsity, literally not giving up, going in there until my parents were like, girl, feel like your time is up now, because we don't see where this thing is going. And honestly, I also didn't see where it was going, but I was just like, if I stop this, what would I do? Because honestly, I didn't know what else I would study, and just studying just gave me the creeps. Just studying gave me anxiety. Just the thought of school gave me anxiety, honestly, and at that point in my life. So I was just like, yo, what else would I start over and study? Because even this, so it's like that thing of better the devil you know. So I literally stuck around because of that. And I would literally commend all those that would like take gap years, and all those that would be like, juices, I'm starting a new course. And I'd be like, guys, you guys are brave, because I would love to do that, but like I'm such a coward. Like I'm just so scared of doing that, you know. But okay, guys, I needed that push from my parents, and they were like, baby girl, this is your last year, otherwise Tina, we can't do this anymore, because you've literally like been going around in circles for 4 years, so you need to get your life going. So guys, I was literally devastated, because I was like, at that time I didn't understand, né? Now I'm just like, I still want to stay in school. And honestly, when I said I wanted to stay in school, it was because I wanted to stay in that comfortability, because I knew not staying at school means I have to go back home, meaning I have to literally grow up, and I literally need to be responsible and all of those stuff. Yeah, and I was so scared, but oh my gosh, now I need to think of my future. Oh my gosh, now I need to think about, like literally independent, you know. So, but okay, guys, my last year of school, kept on applying. Like, yo, I was stressed that last year, because I had to, I was studying, but I had to literally apply for jobs at the same time. I'd be stressed for a test that like was stressing me out, because this course is just chowing me. And also, while I'm at the computer labs, every time I went to study in the computer labs, I had to literally tell myself that I'm applying for at least 2 jobs every time I'm going to the computer lab. Like literally, I don't know how many companies, businesses or whatever I applied to. Like literally guys, everything that came up, I was like applying, because I'm just like, I'm not going back home and sitting and like being depressed because whatever. But anyway, that's what I did. And then December came, I had to go back home, and I sat like the sala guys, and there was nothing that was coming. No phone calls, no follow-ups, nothing. It was quiet. And that was like very, wow, it was very, yeah guys, that was a very, I don't know how to say, like a very depressing time of my life, because I was just like, okay, like it was a very introspective time. But looking back now, like guys, I wouldn't turn anything back, because everything happens for a reason. So coming to answer, would I go back to varsity? On an honest note, I wouldn't. Why am I saying I wouldn't? I'm not saying I wouldn't because varsity is bad and whatnot, but just for me, I wouldn't go back full time. But definitely guys, I'll get back to studying part-time. I still want to study part-time and still figuring out what is it that I would really enjoy, what is it that I would really like to do, because I don't want to make the same mistake that I did before in doing something that I thought was going to be good in terms of money, which I thought was like aesthetically pleasing and whatnot. So basically, like, it's just like that thing of like, okay, I've gotten the experience, I've gone to varsity, and honestly I feel like I got what I went there to get, which was experience, and now I know, and I've learned in terms of work ethic as well, and applying myself into my studies, because it was something that I did lack in terms of discipline, in terms of literally work ethic, and yeah man, in terms of discipline being the highlight out of all of this, and knowing that there's a time for everything. So I literally learned the whole of life in varsity, and it's just unfortunate again that it took me literally being forcefully taken out of that to realize all of those things. And literally guys, I was so heartbroken, I was so sad when I had to leave varsity. But then now looking back, I'm like, wow, that like literally I thank my parents every day, and I thank God just for that happening to me, because that was literally saving me from myself, and that needed to happen so that I can be able to literally introspect myself and know what I actually really want and whatnot, and stop running around in circles, So basically I'd continue studying part-time while I work, because I've already started working guys. I don't picture myself going back full-time. On an honest note, shame, it's not me, there's things for people, there's academics and whatnot. I'm really not an academic, to be honest. It's about knowing yourself and whatnot, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what I would say to people is that, guys, don't take your opportunities for granted, because I feel like I took the opportunities that I had for granted, and the fact that I was able to go to a university, I took that for granted. I took that for granted because there's other kids that literally wish they were in our position, and I played games with it, So I would say, guys, don't take the opportunity that you have for granted. Don't take the parents you have for granted, because they don't owe you anything. No one owes you anything. Don't feel like you're doing a favor to your parents by being in varsity or being educated. Do it for yourself. It's for your own future. It's for your own future, literally. And if you're still in varsity right now and you still have the opportunity, and maybe like you literally, you've passed your record time, hang in there. If you feel like this is still your passion and you feel like you can do it, don't give up. Literally, don't give up. If you feel like it's your thing, like truly, give your best out of it, and use the opportunity that you have, that your parents are supporting you and are literally there. Because guys, some of us, our time literally went up, like you know. So we don't all have the same opportunities, but I do believe that everything does happen for a reason, and I do thank God for everything that has happened in my life. And I'm solely anything, all the mistakes that have happened and whatnot. Obviously, it's not things that I am proud of, but I just do thank God for the fact that he does turn my mistakes into blessings, or all of those stuff that I fumbled on, and literally through his grace, like, I am a better person right now, and through his grace right now, I am able to actually come to a position where I'm just like, oh, okay, I acknowledge the things that I did wrong, and I acknowledge, and I know now moving forward, should I go back into the academic space and study, these are the things that I will do better, and these are the things I will stop doing and whatnot, because I am in a mature space now, and I have grown through those experiences. So basically, guys, yeah, I think that's really it. And yeah, guys, that's the end of my, it's not even a story time, but that's the end of this video. Please do comment down below, guys, if you relate with my story, or comment down below on your story. How is it in varsity? Also, since we're in the lockdown right now, how are your academics doing? Are you still studying at home, or is academics quiet? Like, are academics quiet, or what, guys? What are your plans when it comes to the academics, basically? Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, guys. And we are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. So we are on road to 1K subscribers. Please tell your friends to subscribe to this channel, tell your mom to subscribe, tell your neighbor to subscribe, tell everyone to subscribe to this channel. Till next time.